Here I am, Leon C., aka Morpheus. Now, you saw the title to this video, so I'm not going to waste your time. We're going to go ahead and dive right into this, okay? Because a lot of you want to know, what does it mean? What are you talking about? Okay? So, I'm going to let you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about something that will help you. Now, as we both understand, and some of you who are major followers of me, okay, you know that this channel is all about positive encouragement, okay? We don't do put downs here, not in this channel, not in the comment section, okay, or anything around this context. If y'all want to be negative, this is not the channel for you, okay? I get rid of those comments and I burn them to the ether, okay? And you need to keep that in mind also. It's about being positive here. But as we are being positive, we have to dig into the root of the issues so we can fix what the negativity is. And most times I make these videos because you help me to dig out the root of the problem and install a solution. But we got to figure out what the problem is. So let's figure out this thing that's sucking on us. Now, as you know, the title called Getting Rid of Your Parasite Friends. Because a lot of you don't know that they are parasites, but they're there. Because the way that you have been trained, the way that your parents have been in their thinking, the way that society teach you from high school, from grade school, where you are all in this group of special kids, okay? Are groups of so-called popular kids, are groups of people who want to show off. So you want to be a part of that group because you don't want to be the dark sheep. But I'm going to teach you today that that's not a good thing for you to do. Okay? So, we're going to start at the first topic, and I'm going to give you some examples, and you're going to be able to be fulfilled with what I say. First of all, you're going to have to recognize people that are around you, okay, who are only there to suck the life out of you. And you stand there and let them do that because you don't have a life of your own anyway, because you're afraid if you're not a host for these parasites, you can't survive on your own, okay? Let me give you a couple examples of what I mean. I don't talk about myself that much when it comes to the gym, okay? I'm not some special person. I'm not 6'6", 300 and something pounds, okay? And I'm not about, what do you call that? Bolstering ego. I'm just a regular Joe. Trust me, I'm just a regular Joe. But I have to do this for this video. I have to give you a real life example because what I find out here, I give it back to you, okay? Now, hear me out. I was in the gym, all right, about 2 or 3 days ago. And every time I go to this gym every now and then, I see guys who are just standing around. Some of you know about this, but just follow me. I see a bunch of guys just standing around. And these guys, they just talking. They're not going like this. They just sitting there just talking. Like they're in some type of bar or club somewhere, which that's where they need to be at, not the gym. The gym is not a social structure. If you're going to go work out, you can work out first, and then socialize. You don't go to the gym and you socialize and you get like a 10-minute workout on and you leave, because that's what I've been seeing from these particular guys. Okay. There was one specific guy that I know of specifically that always watches me. Okay. When I go in there. And I don't hold back. Okay, sometimes I embarrass myself, and it's not to show off, because I don't have nothing to show off. Who am I? I'm one man compared to 1,000 other guys to make me look like this. Okay, I'm just a beast because I want to do my best. I go in there because I want to look good. I go in there because I want to release my stress. I don't want to go break somebody's neck. I want to break a dumbbell in half. Okay. I want to release my frustration on every heavy object in that room. Okay, so when I leave the gym, I feel accomplished that I actually did something. So I don't mess around. So you can imagine I'm not smiling like I'm smiling. I got this frown on my face and I'm walking around like this. And I'm like this. Especially when you start pumping that iron, your shoulders just start popping out. I'm just like, what's next? But listen, a lot of guys don't get that because they're there and they're just going like eating popcorn. They sitting there like watching everybody else. Why did I come to the gym? And just sitting there on the bench, haven't even lifted 45 pounds or the bar. They just sitting there. So I see this guy all the time. I see pretty much everybody. I just mind my own business, women and men. I just go in there, boom, do my thing, and I leave. I try not to be there. There's a woman there, but they bombard, they replace that as men are. So I'm like, okay, I'll just go like this. I don't see you, scoot on somewhere. But anyway, I'll get to her in a minute. Now, here's what happened, my fellow American family. Okay? Usually this guy's by himself and he's watching. He don't say nothing, but I know he wants to say something, but he's just quiet. He watches and say, okay. And I'm going from one place to the next. Mind my own business. I don't talk. Morpheus don't talk. When I'm in the gym, step away. I'm not in the talking mood. I'm in here for business. I go in there and I throw weights all over. I'll throw them all over the place. I'm there to hurt the weights. Okay, so I don't have time to be talking about, oh, how you doing? Oh, the weather is nice. Oh, who won last night? Who's the sports team, dude? Like, oh my God, man, they, 5 points over. I can't believe. No, I got time. Do that at a club or a sports bar somewhere. The gym is for you to work out and get your body in shape. Okay, that's how I look at it. Anyway, so finally, the day come where he gets his circle of guys with him. Okay, and like 2 or 3 other guys was walking with him. Okay, or basically they was like in the corner area where the wall was. What was they doing? Talking. So I suppose I caught attention from several people. They kept watching me. I'm just minding my own business. They watching me for some reason. I don't look stupid or anything. I'm like, do I got throw up on my shirt or something, or am I slobbering? I'm just me. I'm ambitious. I'm there for a reason. Okay. And I notice that as I'm walking this way where the dumbbells were on the side, he was in his group. I can overhear them. Okay. As close. They're like, oh man, you see that dude right there? He's trying to walk around like that. He's all big and tough. Oh, he ain't nobody. So he started mimicking me. And I knew that he was talking because he was mimicking me because I was just walking around in my business like, okay, I'm getting ready to go to this place. So he was like, so what he was trying to do, ladies and gentlemen, was bash me to make himself look good in front of his other boyfriends. Yeah, I'm calling them boyfriends in front of his other boyfriends. Okay. And he wasn't lifting any dumbbell. So basically all that time, for some of you say jealous, I hear you. Some of you say envious. I can hear what y'all saying right now. You don't even have to put a comment down there. I hear you. Okay. Or some of y'all saying, oh, he's just lazy trying to make himself look good because he hate on you. Don't worry about him, Morpheus. He's hating on you. I know. I hear you. Thanks. Black and white thumb up. Okay. I feel y'all, brothers. I understand. Okay. But I got to teach you something while I'm talking about this because I normally don't. Okay. Now, here's the thing. He really, in the same, jealous and all that envious, but he got around a group of guys and he wanted to show off, okay, because he wanted to make himself look good, okay. People who are able to be by themselves and separate from, I'm going to get to that in a minute, but able to think for themselves don't have to do that type of thing. But he wanted to make himself look good in front of his other people by putting somebody else down, by making somebody else feel lesser than him. So he became the vampire in the group. And the other guys who was with them didn't know that he was a vampire on them, but they were partaking into the vampirism, into the dark energy. Okay. Just like when girls get together. Okay. What some girls would do at a club. Okay. When they're supposed to be out there drinking or just, enjoying the festivities and dancing. They get dressed up. They're supposed to be dancing, right? But most of those girls, they just dressed up for attention. So here they are in the club. The music is banging. Somebody, they playing some good music in the background. Maybe some Chris, or maybe some, Usher or something like that, or putting some Busta Rhymes, or some type of good beat in the background. You can like, oh, I can get some Cardi B. You're like, oh, okay. Oh, you would think the girls would be getting out there, just for the fun of it. But I've been in settings before when I did go out there to the clubs. Okay, I went just for dancing because there was a dance floor. I'm all by myself. I'm just trying to get my cardiovascular working out, so I'm enjoying myself. So oftentimes I will overhear them talking, not about me specifically, but just talking about everybody else in the club. Okay, they're sitting there needing liquid courage. First of all, y'all waiting for me. Hold on. Here's your red pill. Okay, I don't want to. Here you go. Okay, it's getting kind of hot in here, so you notice I got the sweater, so let the breeze go through here. So they like to talk about people because they're uncertain about themselves. They have low confidence. They can't do what other people are out there on the dance floor doing. So they so envious of them, they got to talk about them in a bad light, okay, and sip on their wine, and they need liquid courage because they don't have no courage right here. They have no inner ambition, so they need beer and wine to encourage them to get up and dance. Okay, I've seen heavy set women. I've seen a beautiful, beautiful heavy set woman. Okay, and it's not a I ain't gonna say culture. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all read between the lines for yourself. Okay, you figure it out. Morpheus is not gonna say it. I'm gonna give it to you metaphysically. Okay, listen. I'm in this club. I see 3 heavy-set girls sitting at a table, just drinking, talking about everybody. Oh, look at her. I can't believe she's dressing that. I seen a heavy-set girl, and I'm not about heavy-set women, but because of her confidence, because she didn't care about what people thought about, because she was there to work out, she was there to dance, she was trying to dance off her. She wasn't at home sitting down eating Twinkies. She wasn't at home going on an Atkins diet. She wasn't trying to go on a keto diet. She wasn't trying to look for vegan food. Okay. She wasn't trying to be on a treadmill. She said, you know what? I'm going to work this stuff off. And the best way for her to do it was to dance it off. The only thing that was open sometimes on a Saturday, Friday night is a dance club. It just so happened to be a club where people drink at the same time. That doesn't mean it's going to be a shootout or something negative. No, there's dancing at a club, people. Okay, there's dancing at clubs as well. Because some of us think, oh, it's all about drinking and negativity and sinning, and you hook up with people and you have sex. No. Okay, it's a mixture of everything, what you trying to get out of it. Okay, there's some positive in the club, whether you like it or not. She was there, I was there, she was there, other people was there. We were there to dance, okay? And I watched it for myself. She was out there trying to get her workout on while she was in the middle of the dance floor. She was doing it too. She was on it, step dancing, nice groove music, adult music. I was like, oh, I like that. I like that. And you know what? She had so much confidence. She had so much bravery to just go out there and do it without sitting there drinking like every other girl, okay? She looked beautiful. She was beautiful to me. I was saying, oh, and when she got done, after about 2 or 3 different songs, she was going to go to the bathroom and wipe off a little bit. I said, listen, sweetheart, I said, look, good job. I said, I love what you did out there. You're the most beautiful woman in this club, hands down. Because she went out there and she did her thing, regardless of what everybody else thought. So these 3 girls, I overheard them talking about this girl who had the bravery to do what she needed to do to lose weight, and she trying to take care of herself. She trying to be positive, right? These 3 girls are trying to talk about her. Like, look at her dress. Why is she out there dancing like that? How could she go out there and do that? Vampire friends. Vampire friends. Okay, you got one of them that needs to talk about somebody else to make herself look good. And you got 2 or 3 sometimes people standing there just laughing. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, you're right. Oh, look at her. Look at her. Ha, ha, ha. catching wind of this dark vampire energy instead of separating. But we're going to get to that point. I'm going to give you solutions in a minute, but I got to give you examples. Okay? There's another example. Okay? Going back to the gym. For some of you MGTOWs, okay? It's true that a lot of girls go there for attention. Attention is a lot of it's a woman's frequency. Okay? It's her currency. It's her money. When she gets attention, she's elevated. Okay? There was one of these girls, she looked okay. Cute looking, tight yoga pants on that I wouldn't even, if she was my girlfriend, I wouldn't let her wear that to the gym, because all that's doing is saying, come here guys, come on, come here. If you're gonna be somebody's girlfriend dressing like that, you're everybody's girlfriend. You're not this dude's girlfriend. You belong to everybody else, because this is just as bad as being able to just go ahead and make it happen. Okay, because that's just eye candy, and that's lust that you are creating for these men. But anyway, she was doing that on purpose. So she was doing the classic body show. I mean, she was going down, doing her little hip thrust like this. Okay, I'm not being provocative. That's what she was doing. She was like doing a little twists and stuff like that. You know, she was bending over like this, and I had to walk from her to the dumbbells, over to the machines, to the dumbbells. So I'm walking past her like this. And every time I walked past her, she was looking, hoping that she caught my attention, hoping I would stop and be like, dang, baby, you look good. Oh, man. But you know what she was actually doing? MGTOW and men out there in the world, trying to distract me of my success. She was trying to tell the beast inside me, no, you don't need to be here trying to keep yourself in shape. You don't need to be here. Focus on me in my space. Here I am, a man, trying to go out here and go to a manly gym. Okay, just a gym, period. Not manly or females. It's not like that. Just trying to go to a gym and do a manly thing. And here she is in some skimpy tight pants, breasts sticking out. Okay, trying to distract me from my nature, trying to distract me to do what I'm needing to do. So she's in my space. Now she's assaulting me. You understand? That's another form of vampirism. You understand? Because if I stopped and I allowed her to distract me, here I am thinking, dang, maybe I should holler at her. Man, she look good. Oh, man. Oh, you bending over like that. Don't do that, baby. Oh, don't do that. Oh, okay. Then I'm distracted. I'm supposed to be pumping her, and I'm like, okay. So now my muscles being all pumped up, be like, oh, I'm like, oh, okay. Now the beast is calm. Now I go into this gym. I didn't accomplish anything because I allowed this girl to distract me, because that's their job anyway. Not job, that's what their intentions are, especially if they dress like that. If a woman dressed like that, that's her intentions, to distract you. Okay, and they're trying to say, oh, don't objectify me. You know, this is my body, my life, my body, my life. But yet, when you say, oh, baby, you look good, they be like, oh, my God, you're a pervert. You're a pervert because you think I'm sexy. Even though I purposely dress sexy, because you're not gay, okay? You're not interested in the same sex. I know that you're interested in the opposite sex. You are a man. You like woman. So I'm standing next to you to be like, oh, here I am. And then all of a sudden, when you do approach her, okay, again, when you do approach her, like, oh, baby, I like that. Okay, so, you know, what we going to do after this? Can I take you out to eat? Oh, listen, here's the classic story. Listen, I got a boyfriend. Or, oh, I'm not interested because I'm busy. I go to school and I go to work at the same time. Or, no, maybe not today. Maybe another day. I'm going to be here tomorrow. You going to be here tomorrow? Show up tomorrow. Or, no, I got Facebook. You want to be a Facebook friend so I can put you in a friends list? Okay, then where's your success, gentlemen? Now you done put the dumbbell down. Now your beastly ambition and testosterone is leveled down now. And now you're like, dang, you know, I could have just kept on working out. I'm just wasting my time. Okay, but let's get back onto more story. Okay, there are several places that you will find where there are vampiric people. Vampiric. I mean, they can take parasitic taken from you. Okay, clubs, bars, at home, at school, and at work. Okay, you will find several people there. Somebody's there that has a negative energy. Somebody there likes talking about other people. Somebody there needs your validation to create a gossip or rumor about other people that's not true. Somebody around you needs the negative conversation about something bad in order to get your attention. Like, oh yeah, oh that's bad. Oh, I like that. I love bad. Let's drink it together. Okay. Ooh, that bad tastes so sweet, with your validation. Okay, so you're with this person, allowing this person to talk about someone else, allowing this person to be evil towards people who are doing good. You allow this person because you give them the validation of being their friend. So they use your friendship to debase other people. Okay, that's the classic story of a vampire and a classic story of people who can't think for themselves. And it does start in grade school, to middle school, to high school, to college, outside of college. And now you're in the real world where you're around these areas, clubs, bars, and work setting, where you deal with people like that, where they're like 2 or 3 different people in one area. I don't have enough pens here. 2 or 3 different people in one area who's always together every single day. Like-minded people where all of them think the same. Okay, trust me, there's going to be at least 1 or 2 people out of the group who's always negative, who's always bringing something evil into the group, and all of y'all are together. Now, here's the psychology. Because like-minded friends need a common enemy. Like-minded friends need a common enemy. So that enemy don't have to be somebody on the job. You may think they're an enemy. You're just using that as a prop. Okay? Like that girl who was dancing. She's nobody's enemy. They don't go home together. Those 3 big girls didn't know her from Adam and Eve. Okay? But yet, they all jumped in on talking about her. That's the common enemy idea. But yet, they needed something to hate. So what does that mean? That means that all 3 of them, all 5 of them, okay, are no different than that one evil vampire person who says something berating, irate, stupid, negative, or bad about one person, and all 3 of them are laughing and chuckling. So every single day they're always together, on your job, at home, in the club. Okay, and what happens is you are a circle of dark energy with no production of anything positive. Because if you was thinking positive, that group wouldn't be together. Because you have to separate yourself from negative people. You got to separate. I'm gonna give you another example here, okay? Because y'all need to go. Y'all need to really go further with this lesson, okay? There is a movie called Grease with what's his name? I just had his name. Danny DeVito, not Danny DeVito, Danny something. John Travolta. John Travolta. Yeah, John Travolta. I'm saying it wrong, I know. Sorry about your name. John Travolta. Okay. Just call him John. It was one of our favorite movies. I think it was maybe in the 90s or the 80s. So I'm gonna call him Mr. John Travolta to make it easy. Not to disrespect him, okay? Because I don't want to mess his name up, okay? He pretended to be this cool guy in a group of 4 other guys, okay? So Mr. John Travolta in the Grease movie, as some of y'all might be familiar with, if not, look it up on YouTube. It's a very old movie. You can see John Travolta on there, and a light-skinned white girl with curly blonde hair, they all wearing black suits, and they have a car named Grease Lightning, and the dancing song Grease Lightning, oh Grease Lightning, do Grease Lightning. But anyway, in that movie, it was based on singing and dancing. You know, they did a lot with movies, so it kind of brought a spirit into your living room and your home. So it was kind of positive. Okay, we miss a lot of movies like that. It was a good movie, and I was really into it because there's a lot of lessons to be learned there. But anyway, he was in a group of guys who were like vigilantes, or they were like the common thugs, or you could say a gang of guys who are just in this college setting who always pretend to be tough. They don't ever get A's in class. They always get F's. They hate gym class. They always out smoking, doing the wrong thing, right? So check this out. Mr. John Travolta was with these other guys, a vampiric group, which never wanted to do right, which never excelled, which never had an idea to do better, because they were vampiring off of each other. They were negative. They weren't trying to succeed. They weren't trying to better themselves in life. Okay, but somebody came along in his life. Her name was don't get on me for getting it wrong, y'all. Sandy. Her name was Sandy. Okay, I should never be able to forget that, because I remember at the end of the movie, I don't spoil for y'all, but I just like his face expression when Sandy did something and she left, and when she came back, she did something, and John Travolta at the time, he looked at her, he said, "Sandy," like she did something wrong, but he was actually surprised. But I'm gonna leave that to y'all. Some of y'all know about that part. I thought that was the most funniest part ever, because she went out, she changed something, and she came back. She was a totally different, and he was like, "Wow, like, oh, look at you, like, what? You did what? What? You did what? You did what?" That was hilarious. Anyway, make a long story short, she changed his life. She came along and she helped him to be the man that he really was on the inside. So he was really trying to do better. He was proper speaking. Okay. Even though he used to comb his hair backwards, when he was with Sandy, he acted like he had some good sense. He was all subtle. He was calm, and he spoke with sensibility, with some intellect. Okay. And he didn't try to pretend as if he was cool. Basically, with some kids nowadays, with their pants sagging below their waist. Okay. He had his pants up with the belt on. Okay. And so when he got with his group of people, with his boys, okay, he would change. He would change because of the vampire expectation there, because their level of potential, because the vampiric energy being sucked from their success. He wanted to get up here. John Travolta wanted to be right here with Sandy. Okay, but when he decided to hang out with his boys, when he hung out with them to be with them on any type of level, okay, he had to come down and limit his expectations for them, okay, and separate that relationship between Sandy and the boys. And then, of course, when Sandy comes around, John Travolta try to pretend as if, he's tough again, because he got his 3 or 4 boys there, and he's like, yeah, Sandy, whatever, yeah. And one time, she said something like, his name was Danny. Okay, that's his name, Danny. She said, "Oh, Danny, I miss you. We had a wonderful summer, Danny. And when are we going to go out again, Danny?" And because Danny was hanging out with his boys, which is, of course, John Travolta, his name was Danny in the movie, he had to hurt her feelings because of his vampire circle, because of his friends. Okay? So instead of him saying, "Yeah, baby, yeah, we'll do it again. It was a good summer." Like, yeah, you right about that, baby. You for sure. You know what? Okay, next week we're going to do it again. Okay, he didn't say that. But what he did was try to play her off, because his boys, okay, are used to being dogmatic anyway. They used to being like, "I'm so cool. I'm too cool to talk to you the right way." Like, "Yeah, babe, nah, yeah, whatever." So he used that mentality because of his vampire circle. Okay, so what happened was, he said something like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, we'll do that. I don't know who you talking about, chick. Yeah, summer, who was you spending time with? I don't know who you talking about, chick. So she was like, "Danny, like, you don't remember me? I'm Sandy. We spent the summer together." And he was like, "Nah, chick, you must be messing up. You got the wrong person." And boom, Sandy rushed off. She's gone, right? And he's standing there feeling like a fool because he did something that he really didn't want to do, but he did it because of his vampire circle of guys that he was with. Okay? So he had to go to the expectation of the vampiric energy of his low expectation of being a low life, because that was the circle. Okay? Usually when you are in a circle of people, it's going to be a low life. You will be, it's like this. And I'm gonna get back to this story. I'm trying to teach you something here. It's like you got a tank of gas. Let's say you got for example, 100-gallon tank of gas, and you have 50 cars that need to be fueled up, and some of them take more gas than others. But this tank of gas got to get you through the whole month. Okay? And there are some people in your group that take more out of the tank of gas. It's only you and these four. And what happens is y'all end up sharing from this tank of gas, and it gets empty eventually, but you still got 3 or 4 weeks to go. Now y'all sipping on this little gas tank that you got, and you barely going anywhere because you know your reserves are gone. That's your spirit energy. That's your life. That's your potential. That's you being success in your life. That's you being a librarian, owning a library. Okay, not a librarian, owning a library. Okay, that's you trying to build up your own business. That's you trying to create a job for other people. That's you trying to provide life for children. That's you donating to organizations. That's you painting a good painting in a museum. That's you writing your own book. You know, that's you trying to do something, but you can't do it because you got your reserves taken from you. You're getting resources because you got this group of people who's sucking from you. But when you disconnect yourself from those vampires, from those people sucking from your resource, you have this 100-gallon tank just for you. Now you can survive the whole month and other months, and you can keep going. Okay? The reason why vampire people come into your life is because they don't have a reserve for themselves. So they have to suck from you, especially when you're putting so much in and they're taking so much out. Do you understand? So therefore, your life become limited because they are already a limited species themselves. The reason why is because they feel like they can't do nothing without their team. They can't do nothing without the little group, so they end up being parasites. I'm not saying being a team is wrong. If they're all providing their own 100-gallon tank, I can understand. Okay? If they are putting money in the pot, go for it. If everyone is contributing to success, they're all donating to non-charitable societies, and they're painting, and they're trying to do good for the society. They're helping people. They're actually promoting people instead of trying to debase them while they're in a circle. That's understandable. But on a general basis, especially here in America, like-minded birds flock together. So when you have low frequency, low life expectation, they can't help but be a part of you, and you can't help but be a part of them, because being low life species. So therefore, limited people stick with limited people. Low-minded species stick with low-minded species of the same phylum. Then you don't have to be the vampire. You got all 3 of them who are vampires sucking on you there, but you there anyway because you're afraid to do it alone. So the story goes on where Danny gets tired. Danny runs into Morpheus. Okay, Danny's in a park somewhere, and it's the end of the college year. I think it was probably high school. I don't know if it was college or high school doing that movie. I don't know. Y'all can correct me. You don't have to, but it don't matter. Just say school. But there was at the end of the school year, okay, and Danny received a red pill, or Danny received a reality check because he wanted to do more. Not just for the fact that he just wanted to be with Sandy, but for himself. For himself. Okay? So what he did was, behind his vampire group's back, he kept applying for gym, getting into the varsity teams, getting into athletics. Okay? So he was doing better. He was reading, he was getting into the what do you call that? Into gymnastics and stuff like that, to the point where he had the coat on now with the emblem on it of his school. Okay? He got tired of it. So he ended up going back to his homies at the end of the movie And they still had on their black leather suit. They didn't do anything. The whole year they didn't succeed. The whole year they were still, listen, talking about people. The whole year they were sitting back. Yeah, man, it's what we do, bro. Yeah, let's get it up. Yeah, ooh, 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 oh, right? The whole year in the back of this class, it's in there. Yeah, man, that's some good stuff. Got that from my grandpa there. Oh man, I didn't know he had that in the cabinet. Oh man, the whole year, wasting time in life. Okay, Danny said, I'm not dealing with this. He was doing something while they were doing that. So they still had their jacket on. They still had the leather jacket on, and their hair all greased up and combed to the back, right? They saw Danny while he had his own bar. He had that jacket on, right? The red. He was like walking in there, like, it was like, Danny, is that you? Like, what's going on, man? So he ended up telling his group of boys, he said, look, he said, y'all can't follow me around all my life. He said, man, I'm trying to do something with myself. I'm trying to succeed. I'm trying to be successful. You know, I'm trying to do something for myself, and I'm changing my life. And the guys said something that y'all need to understand, that some of your friends are going to say to you, or they are saying that to you, or they will make you feel guilty, or they will try to bash you, say, oh, you a hater, or you was never my friend, or you broke my heart, or you ain't cool no more, or man, you a Oreo man, or are you a traitor, or I thought you was a part of us, man. You ain't a part of us, man. We just gonna, we're gonna ostracize you, man. We're gonna put you out of the group, all that type of stuff. Y'all received that, and y'all will hear about that, and you know about that from your own teenage years yourself, okay? They did the same thing. What did they say? They said something like, oh man, you gonna leave us? You leaving us, man? Because Danny was succeeding now. That doesn't mean he was gonna leave him. That just meant he wasn't going to be a part of the vampire group anymore. So he has his own 100-gallon tank of fuel, okay? So he can succeed, become a CEO, a boss, own his own farm, have his child, and if he wants to be with with Cindy, he can be with Cindy if he wants to, because there's no roadblock here in the way. But they're sitting right here. What were they? Parasites. What were they? Vamping off of Danny. Okay, so he had to separate himself. Some of y'all got to realize that in your groups of people that are around you, no matter what they look like, and they just so kind. Oh yeah, that's my friend. I always got to go help them do that. We go to the mall on weekend, or we go shoot some pool sometime. But yet y'all never see the facts that this person is only with you because they're getting something from you. They're taking your time. They're being negative, and you feeding off of the negativity, and you're no different than they are, so you don't succeed. Like, oh man, they always making mistakes. My friend is always doing this, and now you got to stop doing what you're doing to go help them, which is fine. Be there for your friends. Be a family. Unite as you should, but you got to remember, this vampiric lifestyle is the reason why they're constantly in trouble, and because they attach themselves to you, okay, you're not succeeding either, so you birds of the same phylum. You understand? So we're going to wrap this up with something I'm going to put here. Another thing is, I got to understand, men have a bad problem with pride. A bad problem with pride. Because it's not limited to women. Men also can be vampires. Let me give you an example of pride. There was one time I was working for a facility, right? And there was a guy that had come in and install some cameras for this corporate facility. Okay? And this guy, he act like he knew everything. Just cocky, right? Like, yeah, I'm a good man. Where's the camera? I'm like, okay, the camera has to be over here. He had his belt, his utility belt was dangling on the floor in front of his feet. I told him, I said, look, man, look. I said, be careful, because you can fall on your belt. You need to pick that belt up because you might fall, man. Be careful of that. You know what this dude said? This is what he said. He said, I'm all right, man. I've been doing this for years, and I'm all right, man. I can handle it. I've been doing cameras for years. I wanted to say, I'm not talking about you in your profession. I'm trying to help you to let you know, if you step on that belt, your face is going to hit the concrete. No matter how much a professional you are, you're going to be sent out of this building on a stretcher, okay, with a red blood streak leading all the way down to the entryway, because you're a professional. It doesn't matter if you're professional, you still need to take somebody's advice. But because he was a man, right? He was a man. He could not take advice from another man. He had so much pride. Like, oh man, no, I don't want, no, man, I can handle it. I got it. I can go ahead and eat this piece of corn that got broken glass in it. It's going to be okay for my lung. It's going to be okay for my inner throat, and my teeth are going to be able to crush it. So when that broken glass get down my throat, I'm going to be okay. It's like, God. So men, y'all gotta realize that too. That's another form of vampirism. And when you get around men with too much pride, even some women have too much pride to say, I'm sorry. Or even women have too much pride to say, you know what? Don't talk about that girl. She's doing the best that she can do. Sandra or Donisha or Tamika or Sarah. She's doing the best that she could do. Don't talk about her. Don't talk about her. If you're not doing it, don't complain about what she's doing. You understand? But we don't have enough pride to do that. I mean, not pride, but we don't have enough honor and gumption to get away from the vampiric energy to be able to tell our friends that. Don't be bashing them like that. They're cute. They're doing the best that they can do. Or like that guy that was trying to talk about me. Oh man, the group of guys should be like, man, oh, he's over there pumping iron. He's doing what you ain't doing. Why are you talking about him walking around like that? You ain't walking around like this because you standing there talking. You ain't pumping up because you pumping your jaws instead. So why are you talking about that dude? Okay, but you don't hear, listen, when you see groups of people together like that, and there's people talking about people like that, okay, oh man, that's just him talking about them. No, you're talking about them too because you're part of the group. Now, I'm going to have to make another video because, again, I want to put something on the end of this, and I'm going to end it because I'm running out of time. But I'm going to give this to you because I do everything for you. Y'all spoiled my American people. There's something I've been seeing lately that has a lot to do with ignorant pride. It's ignorant pride. There's such thing as having pride over something that exists, but not pride over something that don't exist. And there's a thing that's in back of some Jeeps and some trucks. And I read this on a Will Hub, and some of y'all have too. It's no bash against you women. It's no bash against anyone. Like I said, it's about empowerment. Just to give you something to think about. Just think about that for a second. Y'all didn't make the Jeeps. Most men did, and the manufacturer place did. Men, since the beginning of time, been driving Jeeps and trucks because it was the thing to do for work. And that's just what they do for construction. Okay, so it was never a pride thing. You never see men have in the back of their spare wheel hub, silly girls, trucks are for men. They never said that. Or in the back of their Jeep, silly girls, Jeeps are for men. Okay, but on the back of a woman's Jeep, because a woman owns it, okay, she would have in the back of there in pink letters, silly boy, Jeeps are for girls. Or in the back of her truck, her Chevy. Silly boys, trucks are for girls. But yet she never sat down and designed the truck herself. That's what you call ignorant pride. That's just fact. Now, that's the end of this video, and I got more coming for you. Again, this is Leon C, a.k.a. Morpheus. You got my book available for you on Amazon and other outlets. It's called 2020 America Rise or Fall Hard.